Trae. Come on, it's the day with Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peaks that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Trae Holiday here, the host of The Day with Trae. Welcome to a Thank-Filled Thursday. So excited to have y'all joining me. And I also am excited that I get to share with you all amazing interviews I got with Sharon Finden, the Vice President of Cheer Seattle, of their board. She's going to be joining us to talk about how they are participating in this year's Seattle Pride. And we also are speaking with Patti Hearn, the Executive Director of Seattle Pride. They're both going to be sharing what we can be looking forward to in the coming months as Pride hits the streets downtown Seattle. We know it to be a phenomenal event. And at the end, y'all, we get a special cheer from the amazing Cheer Seattle, who will also be there at the Pride Parade, making sure everyone is engaged, involved, and excited. But of course, before I get into my special with them, I get to get into it with you because it is the top of the show, and this is where you share this show with others who you feel could benefit from the daily dose of dopeness we work to give you here on The Day with Trae. And if you can't watch us, you can always listen. You can find us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. You'll find us there. Now, I'm so excited because I got to connect with these phenomenal folks earlier today. Go ahead and take a look.
Have you heard? Everyone living in Washington State can buy health insurance regardless of immigration status. Call 1-855-923-4633 to find out your option through Washington Health Plan Finder. The call is free, safe, and secure, and getting health insurance will not affect your immigration status. Give us a call today.
Ready to be intentional with your spending? Whether you're gifting it or using it for yourself, the Buy Black card allows you to shop at many different Black-owned businesses across the greater Seattle area, like Love a Latte, Dramer Ice Cream, Maltese Beauty Supply, Pizza by Ruffin, The Spa House by Queen Care, and so many more. You can see the full list of participating businesses when you sign up for your Buy Black card at intentionalist.com. And thanks to our friends at BECU, you'll save 20% when you load your card. Spend like it matters with the Buy Black card.
Hello, everyone. Trae Holiday here in the Black Media Matters studios for a Converge Media Presents special with Seattle Pride and Cheer Seattle. So excited to have both of them in the building so we can learn more about these phenomenal organizations that continue to have a strong commitment to showcasing what Pride looks like right here in our great city. First, I actually have the opportunity to speak to the Vice President of the board for Cheer Seattle, Miss Sharon Finden. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, great to be here. Thanks.
Yeah, great to have you here. Now, you got to tell me how you got connected with the amazing organization of Cheer Seattle.
Yeah, I actually saw them perform at Pride in the Park years ago and was blown away by the idea of getting to cheer as an adult and the fact that we raise funds for the LGBTQIA plus community is just yeah, icing on the cake.
Well, it really sounds like there's natural synergy for you to be partnered with Seattle Pride. And this year, y'all have an honor. Can you tell us about that honor that you have now with Seattle Pride?
Yeah, we're really excited because they named us the Community Grand Marshals of the Pride Parade. So we get to be out there and representing the community and making sure that we're cheering them on and they're seen and heard.
What other kind of responsibilities does come with the title Grand Marshal? It sounds very grand indeed.
Well, we get to do interviews like this, and you know, anytime they need us to come out and help be a platform for the community, we're going to do that. We'll be in the parade as we usually are, but we'll get probably a special spot. So yeah, very excited.
It sounds exciting, but it's also, this is something that's been known to the Seattle community for a really long time, you know, honoring the legacies of those who have been pioneers in ensuring that access is there for all folks of our LGBTQIA plus community, ensuring that, you know, the stories and the understanding is there. What ways do you see yourself personally connected to that message and that legacy?
Oh gosh. Well, we're hoping that we can just, you know, promote everyone who's active in the community. You know, while we're active, we are really there to raise funds for other organizations. So each year we choose an organization that is giving back to the LGBTQIA plus community. And this year we chose the Queer Sick Pay Fund. So we're raising funds for them this year, and we'll give them a donation to make sure that they're able to support queer people performing in nightlife spaces so that they can stay home when they're sick.
Yeah, it's so important. And I know in the artist community, oftentimes it is one gig after another, right? And it's like quick contracts, and you got to turn around and you got to show up, you got to perform. But a lot of the, you know, I guess benefits that, you know, everyday workers experience oftentimes aren't experienced by artists. So thank you so much for doing that. What kind of ways does the board decide who you're going to support in any given year?
Oh yeah, actually the whole team decides. So we have people, you know, nominate different organizations, and then the whole team votes on who we want to support that year. So we've supported lots of different organizations over the years. We've donated over $120,000 in the last 10 years since we've been an organization. So yeah, it just feels great to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's a sense of pride right there, indeed. But also, I gotta say that there's something that's so special about understanding there's so many different organizations to connect with.
Really
up here in the Pacific Northwest, we're well known for that, right? For being accepting and loving and inclusive and making sure that everyone feels that they belong. So tell me a little bit about how that resonates with you to be a part of such a vibrant community in the LGBTQIA space that really is about ensuring everyone feels that sense of belonging.
Yeah, it's actually really great because it makes our job a lot easier. You know, the fact that we have so many organizations that we get to cheer on, not just those who are in the LGBTQI plus community, but other nonprofits that we help out. And then, you know, the fact that the Pride Parade is such a huge event. You know, it's so welcoming. It's one of the biggest in the country because, you know, it's so accepting of everyone. And we've got so many different organizations that march. So it makes our job easier that there's already so much energy and so many people who are willing to give and to support those organizations.
Well, it's great to see some faces behind all of this phenomenal work. I mean, right, like community members experience the parade, and it's such a production. It is a full-on show, but oftentimes we don't get to understand some of the choices that are being made year over year for that. And so can you give us a little take of what folks can expect from Cheer Seattle this year during the parade?
Sure, yeah. So the theme this year is louder, which is, you know, what we need right now, right? With everything going on in the world, in our country, we really need to be able to shout about how proud we are of who we are, and make sure that, you know, everyone feels like they can do that. So we have a special cheer that we're going to do for you to echo that, and you'll see us performing it in the parade along with all kinds of other routines.
Okay, well, lastly, I gotta say, there's always something special about audience participation, and the cheer team does that so well. What kind of things are you personally looking forward to this year when we think about how y'all rouse up the crowd and get them to participate?
Oh gosh. Well, we have a little bit of a call and response in our cheer this year, so you'll hopefully get to hear that and see that. And yeah, we're there to pump up the audience, to lift spirits as well, fundraising, lifting spirits, raising awareness. So yeah, we'll get you going, and look for us out there.
Okay, well, I always got to give folks the opportunity to look directly in the camera and tell folks why they need to be supporting Cheer Seattle and why they need to be there at Pride this year. Look right there and let them know.
Oh, yeah. Well, we need you to come out to support the community, to support us, to support the Pride Parade, because a lot of the political actions happening right now, and some of the way people are speaking about the LGBTQIA+ community, we really need to keep moving forward and not moving back. So if you can come out and support us through fundraising, through just being there, we would love to see you and welcome your support.
Well, before I let you go too, I mean, are there ways for folks to donate throughout the year? Obviously, Pride happens in June, but what other ways can people support Cheer Seattle?
Oh, absolutely. You can go to cheerseattle.org and donate on our website. You can also hire us. We perform cheers, routines. We do pyramids and stunts, throwing people in the air. We also work at nonprofits doing, helping out with their fundraisers, taking tickets, doing setup and teardowns, that kind of thing. So we're not just cheering, we're supporting lots of different ways.
Oh, right on. Sharon, thanks so much for coming on and telling me more about Cheer Seattle.
Thank you so much, Trae.
Absolutely. Y'all, right after this, I actually get the opportunity to not only showcase what Cheer Seattle is about later on in this special, but I'll be talking to the executive director of Seattle Pride. Miss Patti Hearn is joining me right after this. Stay tuned. You're watching the Converge Media Presents Seattle Pride Special.
Waitress, the hit Broadway musical baked from the heart, is coming to Fifth Avenue Theater. This little slice of heaven musical offers a special recipe for finding happiness in unexpected places. With original music by Grammy Award winner Sarah Bareilles, this musical is a dash of dreams and a pinch of heart baked to perfection. Don't miss this brand new production. Get a taste of this delicious musical March 11th through 30th. Order up at fifthavenue.org and satisfy your sweet tooth with the most delectable show of the season. Make plans now to get a little slice of this perfect musical today.
Truth Talks is the hottest streaming show on TV. Catch all the truths about pop culture to politics and today's biggest stars.
Why tiptoe through life?
Monday through Friday, live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and again at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific on Fox Soul.
Welcome back, y'all, to Converge Media Presents a special for Seattle Pride. Joining me right now, we have the Executive Director of Seattle Pride, Patti Hearn. Hi, Patti.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. We got these pink memos today.
I know, it's looking good.
I'm here for it. Now, this year's theme, Sharon was just talking about it being louder. Can you please tell us more about what had y'all choose this year's theme and what really is the message behind it?
Yeah. When we were thinking about the theme, we worked with an agency called Millie Creative Agency, who are wonderful and you should check out. But in that concept development, we were really thinking about what do we need this year? What's really happening? A lot of this work was even happening, of course, before the election, but we could see what was coming down the pike, and we were thinking what does the community need? And we know it's not a time to be quiet, not a time to stand by, not a time to let other people stand by. So we landed on louder and feel really excited about it being let's go, let's bring it.
Yeah, this is really so true. And I think this same message is being echoed across the country. We're seeing it also globally too. And so I think y'all hit the nail on the head with this theme, but you also have some grand marshals. Yes. And I just got to talk, a lot about Cheer Seattle, but you also have Congresswoman Emily Randall as one of the grandmasters. Tell us a little bit about your choices when you're choosing a grandmaster and what that really means for you all as you bring Pride together.
Yeah, I think every year we're looking for grand marshals who sort of represent what the community needs and can lead us, right? So Emily Randall, as a congresswoman, she has blazed some trails. She flipped the seat in a place where people said there's no way that a queer Latina could do it. And she operates with a lot of integrity and a lot of courage, so she feels like a really excellent match for this theme and what we need right now.
Yeah.
So that's one. And then of course the other Cheer Seattle, they're literally about being loud and lifting us up. They also do that literally, and amplifying voices. So it really felt like the other side of the coin, it's super fun, super exciting. It's about joy, and it's also about we're here and we're in your face in a loving and joyful way.
Well, I always love to get at the heart of the people. And you as the executive director, when you look back in your own history, tell us about some of those nodes of your personal story that brought you to this role today.
Wow, let's see. So much of my career was in education, and that for sometimes that can seem to people like that's really different, but it actually feels really relevant to me. So I worked with kids for years and years, and I helped them in their journey of understanding the world, and I liked to learn alongside them and think and grow. And I think as I'm living in this world as a queer person and seeing the way that we are being attacked and all of the things that are happening, it does really kind of come down to education and compassion and growth, and so it feels really relevant to me.
Yeah, well, so much of this is about people connecting with everyday people.
Right.
I think sometimes, this getting stuck on titles and all this, none of that really matters. It's right person to person. And I think Pride has something that is so special in this city in terms of, truly expressing that in a way. And when you think about the ways that you've been able to experience Pride, maybe even before you were in this role, tell us about the importance of this phenomenal event that y'all put on every year for people to really be prideful in who they are.
Yeah, I love that question because I think that's so much of what Pride is when I think back to my early Pride, that first time that you're in a room and, as a queer person, you're not, usually when you're young, you're not in a lot of spaces where the majority of people share that identity, right? So the very first time you look around and you're like, whoa, everyone here, most of the people here are queer, it's kind of magical. And so that is what Pride does. We make that space for people, and it really is beautiful. So I love being able to do that, and I think being in community is so important. It is what advocacy is about. It is it's the core of what everything that we need. So I love that is what we get to do.
Well, I was talking earlier about how this is such a huge production, and we're seeing you, and Sharon. We understand y'all are parts of this, but there are so many pieces to this puzzle. Yes. Tell us a bit about some of those inner workings and the behind the scenes, because this probably takes all year to plan.
Yeah, it does take all year. So there are the fun things that are like the theme and the grand marshals, and then there are the other logistical pieces that are about shutting down downtown and traffic revision and permits and building stages and grandstands and all of those, and those are great. Something that's really important and that takes a lot of forethought is accessibility, so making sure there's ADA access and ASL interpreters, and for our event Pride in the Park, making sure that wheels can get across, and those are all really important, and they take a lot of different people making sure that they're all in place.
So what size is the team doing all of this?
Well, 4 people.
Wow.
Yeah. 4 people on staff. We have a board that's really supportive, and then we need to engage a lot of production and security and all of those. And of course, we have lots of talent from the community. So much of the events bring in community talent, and we use all local talent in our production. So we're excited to do that.
It's also a special time to be able to showcase some of the amazing talent we have here. And I'm so glad to hear you say that you're using all local talent, because I think sometimes people think, oh, we got to get this big name to draw the crowd. It's like the crowd is already going to come. Let's really give them, an example of what they can experience in the city. So I really love that y'all are doing that. When we think of, days leading up to it, there's oftentimes a lot of final touches, things of that nature. How are you feeling? Because now you're a few months out, you got some time, things may be really calm right now. Tell us a bit about what it's looking like in that regard.
Well, right now it feels great. June seems far away, but I learned last year, because last year was my first year, I learned that the space between March and June is actually very short. We'll be fine. It will all happen. It will go, and we'll have a big party.
I want to ask about partnerships, because, Cheer Seattle is one, but clearly this is an opportunity to really not only showcase amazing queer spaces that we have in the city and talent, but also the need for partnerships to really pull this off. I always feel like I've seen it, I've experienced it. This is like a coming of the whole city, right? And so how do y'all establish those partnerships and keep those relationships going in terms of, the authenticity that's needed to truly build real lasting, long-lasting relationships?
Yeah, you're hitting the nail right in the head there. It is about all year round and relationships, and not just show up in June. So so much of our work is about that. We have someone whose whole focus is community development, and their work is to like stay in touch with all of the different community organizations. There are a million Pride organizations. We're the parade, and we're like big that way, but so many people are doing incredible work that we want to amplify and support and work alongside. So one of the ways we do that is at Pride in the Park, and at the parade we'll have spaces for community organizations to share what they're doing, community hubs. We partner with we partner with Camp 10 Trees, we partner with Lavender Rice Projects, trying to make sure that they can be there and talk to people about the work that they're doing, and directly connect with the guests who are all at the event.
That's really great, because sometimes it's just about exposure. It's understanding that these things exist and that people can pour into them. Well, of course, many of people will be there, but I got to give you time and space to give us all of the details right here so folks know how to show up nice and right for this year's Seattle Pride.
Okay. This year, as in every year, we have two big events. The first one is always the first Saturday in June. It's Pride in the Park at Volunteer Park. That's June 7th this year. The second one is the bigger one. That's the Pride Parade. That's the last Sunday in June, June 29th, along 4th Avenue downtown. And if you want to get more details about them, you can go to seattlepride.org.
Well, I got to give you kudos, because learning that our Pride is one of the biggest ones in the nation really speaks volumes to your reach, your dedication, and your continued commitment to ensuring that all queer people have that space where they know that they belong. So thank you so much for bringing your brilliance to the work.
Thanks for having me here today.
Absolutely. Wow, y'all, we are learning all things Pride. And as I promised you after this break, y'all, we got something phenomenal to share, because the Cheer Seattle team is about to hit this stage, and they're going to show us what we can expect come Pride in June. You definitely don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. You're watching the Converge Media Presents Seattle Pride Special.
Getting the scholarship really changed the conversation. It went from, no, I can do school in my free time and make it work, to I could only focus on school, and I could be the best I can be every single day. I can soak up everything. I can read before class and make sure I'm not just learning enough to pass a test. Like, I could really pour all my time into school. That's what having a Seattle College Foundation Scholarship did for me.
Empowering the community one connection at a time. ConnectWA is your partner in finding the support you need. Download the app today and experience the difference that a connected community can make. Learn more at eec-wa.org/connectwa-app.
Truth Talks is the hottest streaming show on TV. Catch all the truths about pop culture to politics and today's biggest
Why
stars.
tiptoe through life?
Monday through Friday, live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and again at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific on Fox Soul.
Welcome back to Converge Media Presents, a special for Seattle Pride. And I got Cheer Seattle behind me, y'all. This is the only Pride celebration that is free. So I gotta say, shout out to Seattle Pride for ensuring that that affordability is here for all of us. And now I get to let y'all take it away and be amazed by the amazing team behind me. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Go ahead, y'all. Hey, Seattle. Yeah. Let's hear you get louder. Louder. L-O-U-D-E-R. Louder. Louder. L-O-U-D-E-R. Louder. Louder. L-O-U-D-E-R. Louder. Louder. Let's go.
My hair is definitely unique in the rodeo industry, and not a lot of girls wear their natural hairstyle. And since I do, it makes it a lot harder to find equipment that fits my head the right way. When I speak about being unique, that's what I mean is, why should we have to change our hairstyle for safety maybe? Why can't they create something for us to be ourselves in and still be safe on the trails? You don't have to change the way you look because you're beautiful the way you are.
Ready to be intentional with your spending? Whether you're gifting it or using it for yourself, the Buy Black card allows you to shop at many different Black-owned businesses across the greater Seattle area, like Love a Latte, Stramer Ice Cream, Motis Beauty Supply, Pizza by Ruffin, The Spa House by Queen Care, and so many more. You can see the full list of participating businesses when you sign up for your Buy Black card at intentionalist.com. And thanks to our friends at BECU, you'll save 20% when you load your card. Spend like it matters with the Buy Black card.
Wow. Y'all, what a phenomenal Thank-Filled Thursday it definitely is. Huge shout out to my guests today, Sharon and Patti, both of them pouring into how they are participating in this year's Pride and what Pride is all about with this year's theme, Louder. As many of you out there can probably assess, you know, there is a lot going on in the nation, and it's great to have such a strong LGBTQIA plus community here in the Pacific Northwest and specifically in the Seattle greater metro area. Now, while we are actually only one of the Pride celebrations that is still free, not the only one, but it's important that we understand this is really built off of the donations and sponsorships that everyone is pouring in to ensure we always keep these events free for the public. That is a huge marker and something that is inspiring for us to be able to celebrate here in the Seattle area. So if you're someone who's looking to figure out how do you support these events, keeping them free, make sure y'all tap in with Seattle Pride and find your way to do that. And if you're looking to contribute to Cheer Seattle in the great ways that they are keeping folks excited and inspired, you can definitely visit them as well. Thanks so much for watching on this Thankful Thursday. Huge shout out to the Cheer Seattle team for giving us that amazing cheer that y'all will be able to see when you are there for Seattle Pride this year. I'm so glad y'all were joining me, and you know I'll be back with you tomorrow to wrap up the week. Until then, at 11 a.m., y'all, peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.